Not to blame, and all I need is a chance to explain. This is a rallying war cry apparently now from none other than the former royal Meghan Markle. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for taking the time out for joining me today, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Glorious sunshine moment here in the very heart of London. It's nice, isn't it? See, no 2 days are the same. I met a lovely lady the other day on the bus, and she was saying that she'd come to London and she'd read the weather reports, and then yesterday was quite grim. And she said, is it always like this? I said, welcome to the United Kingdom. But of course you get all seasons in one day, don't you? That's the thing. But you have to become prepared. I do feel sorry for anybody travelling here, because you should always put something warm in the suitcase, you know, and certainly a raincoat, and if you can, an umbrella. They're very expensive if you buy them at these tourist traps. Oh, don't get me going on that. £10 for a small umbrella. Oh, please. Falling apart before you've even opened it, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit like this. Is this particular woman now literally falling apart? We're talking, of course, about the one-time royal Meghan Markle. And what's fascinating about Meghan is, as this trajectory keeps going on, and there's clearly no let-up, is there, with the Netflix, the podcast, the revelations of her medical conditions at every drop of the moment. You do kind of think, you know, back off, sister. Nobody needs this much information, you know. But clearly Meghan feels there's nothing wrong in oversharing, and that's part and parcel of the problem. Now, you would have thought with His Majesty the King that she might ease off. Here is a man who's clearly still battling a serious health issue. And I don't know about you, but I think the King looks good some days, and dare I say should slow down on others. I think he's pushing himself too hard. That's my opinion. We pointed that out to the Queen Camilla, and of course she said, well, can you do anything? I think I could, actually. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? People don't want to be told. And it must be very difficult when you're in his position, because A, you don't want to let people down. B, they've waited a long time. These have been in the diary a while. And it's tricky then, isn't it? What do you do if you do let people down? But here's the problem, you see, this irritant called Meghan Markle. And clearly, you know, a very move and smooth sort of chess player, I might suggest. You see, part of the problem that you have is she knows exactly what buttons to press to get the main headlines. And she needs headlines simply because, of course, of the situation with her, well, career. As I say, I use that term loosely, but it all hinders on this now, whether she can keep Netflix involved, Lemonada, all of that sort of stuff. We know it's bombing, but, you know, headlines mean a lot to these people because it puts their brand in the frame, if not the programming. Now, the reasoning behind Meghan's reach out, as I pointed out on an article over on a news channel, was the fact that basically she wants to believe that she can fix the problem. She's not the issue. The issue, according to her, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is her husband. Not in the way that you think, but he's a broken man and just needs somebody to reach out and mend those broken wings, for want of a better phrase. Now, given the fact that he's dished all in spare, continually running to magazines, whichever version you believe, of course, well, what can Meghan actually do? Well, she believes that His Majesty the King, King Charles, and her got on, bonded over many different things, and she believes, given a chance, she could repair the irreparable damage so far done between him and, of course, his youngest son. Now, we're not quite sure exactly how involved or deep Prince Harry is in this, but one might suspect it's a bit of a, well, why bother, really? Because clearly, if he wanted to see his youngest son, he had the opportunity while he was over here in the United Kingdom, and clearly dashed off on official business over to Italy to meet more important people like the Pope. You know, the Pope that Harry wanted to interview. You get the picture. But Meghan believes truly, and this is from an excellent source, that she can fix the problem. How about fixing the problem with your own father? How about letting your husband meet your father and solving that problem? Wouldn't that be more interesting, perhaps, to see that bond mended before you reached out to a family that you'd only known for around 18 months? But Meghan's not prepared to give away with this, and apparently there could be yet another chat about, well, the difficulties of her life that are about to emerge. That's all I know so far, but it's certainly not going away. And if King Charles, Camilla, Catherine, and of course Prince William figured that she was going to shy away in 2025, well, more than ever, she holds other people responsible for the mess that her life's now in. But fear not, she can fix it. As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.